Whether you're a buyer or seller, you're in this market together. And one thing everyone needs to understand is the appraisal process. I'm going to go through that step by step, but more importantly, I'm going to take a dive into what appraisal waivers are and how they can affect the transaction for everyone. So stick around. What's going on, everybody? I'm Mike Jakubik with the Excelsior Group at eXp Realty. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you're returning, thank you, and stick around for all things Jersey real estate. All right, let's get to it. I covered appraisals in a short 60-second video on my YouTube channel as well, but I want to take a deeper dive into some details with you so you understand what the process actually entails. Now, an appraisal is an unbiased opinion or assessment of your home to set its true market value. This appraiser is going to come out and look at a number of different factors in your home: the property condition, the square footage, location, current market trends, and then obviously current comparable sales. They normally have to be within the last 90 days, and they're going to be similar homes to yours. These are all the factors that go into play with your appraisal and to set that true market value. All right, why are these appraisals so important to you during your transaction? Number one, the lender's going to require this. No bank is going to dish out money for a loan for something that's not worth what the loan is going to be given. Now, the number two thing is that it gives negotiating power to both buyers and sellers in different ways, and that all varies on transaction. Some transactions, it's in the seller's favor. Some, it's in the buyer's favor. It all depends. Now, the third thing is tax assessments. People don't think about this until after they have the house, but the appraisal helps determine what the accurate taxes are going to be for that home. And I would assume if you're buying a home, that's going to be very important to you. Now, the appraisal overall is aligned to kind of keep everything under control. However, with the recent markets and appraisal waivers, that's not always the case. And we're going to take a little dive into what an appraisal waiver is and why that's important. All right, if you're still here, please make sure you like and subscribe below. And now we're going to jump into appraisal waivers and how they affect the process. All right, if you're still here, you're most likely curious about what an appraisal waiver is, how it works, and why it's important. So let's jump into it. What an appraisal waiver is: it's designed to cover the gap between a purchase price and a low appraisal price. All right, so how do these appraisal waivers actually work? Let's take for an example, a $500,000 house is listed. The buyer that's winning the bid wins it for $575,000, but then the appraisal comes back at $550,000. There's a $25,000 window there. Now, the buyer is responsible because they put an appraisal waiver in. It's in the contract. The attorneys covered it in attorney review, and it sticks. They are responsible for an extra $25,000 to cover the grounds of the purchase price. Now, the seller, it was important to them because they took that price because they knew they were going to get that price at the end of the transaction. The buyer, however, also knew that they were going to be on the hook for whatever the purchase price was. Now, if it came in at $525,000, the buyer then would be responsible for an extra $50,000 cash. So the loan is only going to cover what the appraised price is. All right, you might be sitting there saying, how could this ever benefit a buyer? They're overpaying for the property and all those things. Right now in this market, we're saturated with buyers and not enough inventory. So the appraisal waiver helps buyers a lot because it gives them a chance to actually win a property. It's a little bit more power and makes a stronger offer because they're guaranteeing the seller a certain price. Now, obviously, they're going to pay a little bit more out of pocket if it underappraises, but there's chances it doesn't underappraise and that appraisal waiver never even gets used. It's pretty obvious to you now why sellers benefit from this so much, because they're going to guarantee top dollar for their home and guarantee the purchase price that someone comes in at. The market wasn't always this way. At some instances, you would get people trying to win a house and give an outrageous offer, but not stick to it because they would negotiate back down from the appraisal price. So now the seller benefits because these buyers have to stick to this purchase price. All right, whether you're a buyer or seller in this market, sitting with your real estate agent and reviewing what the appraisals are and the appraisal waiver is highly important. Now, if you're a buyer, you have to know these because it helps you make a stronger offer and get more competitive in a competitive market. Now, as sellers, you want to see some appraisal waivers on these offers. If you're getting multiple offers and the purchase price seems to be much higher than you think your house is worth, then these appraisal waivers are going to be important to you. All right, that's a wrap for appraisals and appraisal waivers. I hope you found it informational. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe today and share this video with anyone that's in the market. Stick around, all things New Jersey real estate.